Hello, this is Julie. Today we'll be working on shoulder and chest mobility and the upper back area. I will be using a set of blocks for one of the exercises. You can also use two books, and if you don't have any props at all, then you can also manage without. So, finding a seated position, hands on the knees, rolling the shoulders back and down, and closing the eyes. So, centering ourselves for a moment before beginning. Let's take one deep breath in through the nose and deep breath out. And then gently opening the eyes. We'll start with some head rotations. So circling the head from the right to the left. Making the circles as big as possible, nice and slow. Exploring that range of motion. And throughout the practice today, I want you to think about slow and intentional movements. So not just mindlessly flowing through the exercises, but consciously making an effort to increase your mobility just a little bit more in each exercise. And connecting the breath to the movement here. Let's switch direction. So inhale when the head is coming up and back, and exhale coming forward and down. And then coming back to center. Then inhale, placing the hands on the shoulders, elbows in line with the shoulders, and circling back. Trying not to drop the elbows too much. And again, really exploring that range of motion in the shoulders, and seeing if you can increase it ever so slightly. Switching directions, circling forward. And paying attention to the spine and the core here. So nice long spine, activating the core, pulling the belly in. Interlacing the fingers, placing them behind the head. Then inhale, pulling the elbows back, arching the back, looking up. And exhale, bringing the elbows together, looking towards the belly. So inhale, lifting, rounding, and exhale, crunching together. And again, deep inhale, opening, and exhale. One more time, deep inhale, and exhale. And we'll release. Inhale, bringing the right arm over the head, and exhale, let's take a side body stretch here. And keeping the right arm close to the ear, stretching through that top arm, through the wrist and the fingers. So slow conscious movements and slow conscious breathing. On your next inhale, staying. On your next exhale, rounding, closing the body down towards the ground, looking down towards the mat. So inhale, lifting, and exhale, closing off the body down towards the ground. Inhale, and exhale. A couple more times, continuing at your own pace. Mobilizing the spine and the upper body here. Inhale, coming back to center. Bringing the left arm close to the ear, and exhale. Side body stretch on the left. And a little bit of activity in the legs, pulling those knees down towards the ground. And one more deep breath in, and then exhale. We'll close down towards the ground. And continuing this dynamic movement. So inhale, lifting, and exhale, coming down towards the ground. Again, letting your breath guide you through the movements. And then coming back to neutral. Let's find our way onto hands and knees. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll take some cat-cow circles. So circling from the left to the right. Trying to over-exaggerate this movement. So again, slow and intentional. Seeing if you can expand that range of motion with every circle. And switching direction. Bringing the neck into the exercise as well. And the next time you find your cow position, so arching through the back, the chin lifted, we'll hold it here. Close the eyes for a moment and deep belly breaths here. So finding the deepest stretch possible here. Then breathing all the way into the belly, filling up the chest, pausing for a moment before then releasing, pulling the belly in, and again pausing at the bottom of the breath. And again, deep inhale, filling into the belly, into the chest, and deep exhalation. And then rounding through the back, finding our cat, looking into the navel, pushing through the palms. And again, deep inhale into the belly, into the chest, pausing, maybe feeling a stretch on the back through the shoulder blades. And then exhale, emptying the lungs, releasing. And one more time, deep inhale into the belly, into the chest. And exhale. And coming back to neutral. Inhale, lifting the left hand up towards the sky, and exhale, threading underneath the right arm. We'll keep it dynamic first. So inhale again, lifting the left arm up towards the sky, looking to the fingertips, and exhale, threading the needle. So inhale, lifting, continuing at your own pace. So each time pausing for a moment at the top and the bottom, seeing if you can expand that range ever so slightly. And this time, when you come up to the top, we'll hold. So activating through the core, activating through the shoulders, thinking about stacking the shoulders on top of each other. Keeping this position locked in place, let's bring the left hand behind the head. And again, pausing. Inhale, reaching the arm up towards the sky. And exhale, threading the left arm under. We'll hold it this time. The right arm you can either keep in place, you can extend it overhead, or you can wrap it around the back, reaching towards the left inner thigh. Just choosing your variation. And deep breathing into the belly. You can shift the gaze higher up towards the ceiling for a deeper twist. Placing the right hand next to the head. Inhale, extending left arm up towards the sky, looking up. And exhale, releasing. We'll switch the sides. So inhale, right arm reaches up. And exhale, threading. And keep going. Reaching up towards the sky and holding. And activating. Bending the arm, placing the right hand behind the head, pulling that elbow up and back, extending through the arm, and then exhale, threading underneath the left side. And repeating the same variation with the left arm on this side too. And deep belly breathing, and an even longer exhale. Each exhalation contracting the core, maybe creating a little bit more space through the spine. Placing the left hand next to the head and exhale, lifting up, looking up towards the hand, and exhale, coming back. On next inhalation, we'll step the right foot in between the hands. We'll find a lunge position. Bringing the upper body up, interlacing the hands behind the head. And inhale at the top, and exhale, we'll bend through the side body over to the right. Inhale back to center, and exhale over to the left. And continuing with this dynamic movement once again. Keeping the legs nice and active here, so avoiding sinking in passively. And then on your next exhalation, when you come over to the left side, we'll place the left hand onto the ground and find a side bend here. If your left hand doesn't reach, you can grab onto your block or a book. And if you can't reach at all and you don't have those things, you can just keep the hands behind the head and hold the bend actively. Inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, placing the fingers in line with the heel. And exhale, pushing the hips back, half split. We'll lift the chest slightly, interlace the fingers behind the back. And then inhale, lengthening through the spine, and exhale, thinking belly to thigh. Opening through the shoulders here. So keeping the awareness with the shoulders and actively seeing if you can pull them a little deeper, obviously without feeling any discomfort or straining them. Placing the fingers coming forward of the hips. Inhale, lifting the arms overhead, finding a crescent lunge. Active legs, active core. Extending through the shoulders and the arms. And you can keep the gaze forward, or if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can look up towards the hands. And exhale, bringing the hands back next to their feet and stepping back. We'll switch the sides. Inhale, left foot steps forward, and we'll bring the upper body up, interlace the fingers behind the head, and we'll take those side bends again. So exhale, coming over to the side, inhale back to middle, and exhale, opposite side. Trying to see if we can pull those elbows back. We'll take our side bend, so the right hand reaches down towards the ground. Exhale, left arm reaches overhead. Trying to keep a perfect form and alignment in each movement and posture we go through today. Inhale, placing the hands on the floor, and exhale, sending the hips back, interlacing the fingers behind the back, and exhale. Belly reaches towards the thigh, opening up through the shoulder. Keeping the drishti, our gaze, on the toes. So the chin is slightly lifted. And releasing the arms. Inhale, bringing the hips forward, lifting the arms overhead, crescent lunge. So finding the balance and stability, and then possibly gazing up towards the fingers. And exhale, lowering the hands and stepping back to hands and knees. Okay, so we'll grab a hold of our blocks now if you have them, or your books, or if not, just placing the hands on the ground. We'll find our puppy pose. So hips width distance with the knees, hips directly over the knees, and then we'll extend the arms out in front. We'll let our belly, chest, and forehead reach down towards the ground. And we'll take some gentle puppy pose push-ups. So on your exhalation, pushing down towards the ground actively, and then inhale, lifting ever so slightly. So exhale, pushing down, and inhale, lifting. Again, active movement here. Next time you reach down towards the ground, then holding, and then inhale, lift the chin, looking between the hands. And deep breath here. And looking down, we'll lift the right hand and thread it underneath the left side, taking a puppy pose twist. Still pushing through that left hand. And placing that right hand back into the block. And exhale, threading the left arm underneath the right side. Keeping engagement through that right hand. And deep inhale into the belly, into the chest, pausing for a moment, and deep exhale, releasing. And bringing that left hand back into the block. And then we'll set the hips back into a child's pose. So removing the hands from the blocks now. Letting the tailbone pull down towards the heels. Keeping the elbows lifted, so nice straight spine. Just releasing the back for a moment. And one more deep breath here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then we'll roll up to hands and knees, and we'll step the legs forward, finding a seated position. Alright, so we can move the blocks to the side now. Placing the feet flat on the floor, legs 90 degrees, feet hips distance apart, placing the palms behind the back ever so slightly. And on your next inhalation, we'll lift the hips up to reverse tabletop position. And exhale, we'll lower the hips down to the ground again. So inhale, lifting and squeezing, and exhale, continuing with this dynamic movement. Continuing with the breathing and letting the head fall in line with the spine. And pushing through those palms, pushing through the heels. And then your next inhalation, lifting, and we'll hold. Pushing a little bit more through the heels, through the hands, activating the glutes. Maybe lifting the hips a little bit higher, pulling the belly in. One more deep breath in, and deep breath out, lowering. Take a moment to relax, releasing the forehead onto the knees, closing down the eyes. We'll do that one more time. So setting up, getting ready, and then inhale, pushing through the heels, lifting the hips up, and holding for 5 deep breaths. So deep breath in, and exhale, activating a little bit more. And again, deep inhale, and exhale, pushing those hips a little bit higher, squeezing the glutes. Deep breath in, and then exhale, lowering the hips. Okay, well done. Coming onto our backs now. We'll bring the knees into the chest. Okay, so we'll go into our wheel pose. If wheel pose is too intense for you today or too advanced, you can modify by taking a bridge pose like this instead. But if you're ready for the full variation, placing the hands next to the ears and pushing through the hands and lifting up into our wheel pose. And pushing the shoulders and the chest over the wrists, or in that direction at least. It's okay if they don't make it all the way over there. And pushing through the heels. Slow, deep breathing here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Gently releasing. Bringing the knees in. And we'll take that one more time. So taking our wheel pose, or bridge pose if you feel like modifying it, and lifting up, and we'll hold for 5 deep breaths. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, activating a little bit more. It's the final active position. After this, we're finished. And the hard part is over. And releasing. And bringing the knees into the chest. And then we'll roll up gently to seated. And let's release the shoulders. So fingertips facing away from the body. Then we'll pull the hands away from the body. Extend the legs. And coming into this pose as deep as feels comfortable. So there's no need to overdo it here. Just go as deep until you feel a nice stretch through the shoulders. Making sure that there's no pressure on the elbows or the wrists. And on your exhalation, relaxing through the shoulders. Alright, gently bringing the hands back. Extending the legs out in front of you, keeping a micro bend in the knees. Flexing the feet. We'll take a forward fold with the forehead pulling down towards the knees. So rounding through the back as much as possible. Letting that head hang heavy. Feeling a stretch through the neck and the back. We're not too concerned about stretching the hamstrings here. We're just trying to release the back after all our chest opening poses. And inhale, bringing the upper body up. And then placing the left hand onto the right side of the head. Take a neck stretch here, just releasing the head. So we're not pulling the head, we're just letting the weight of the hand and the weight of the head bring us deeper into the stretch. Letting gravity do the work. And coming back to center, switching sides. Right hand onto the left side of the head. And deep breath in. Deep breath out, releasing. And final time. And coming back to center. And let's come on to our backs. And find our way into our Shavasana, our corpse pose, the final posture for the class. Removing all movement from the body, letting the spine decompress, letting the body integrate all the movements. And then gently getting ready to wake up the body, keeping the eyes closed still. Then we'll come up and find a seated position, resting the hands in the knees, and just checking in with the body one final time. And take one deep breath in through the nose, and an even longer exhale out through the nose. And bringing the hands in front of the head, bowing down towards the hands. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Have a wonderful day.